Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Season 2 of Gone Nomad. We've missed you guys tremendously. We've missed hiking and adventures, and especially the whole YouTube thing. It's today's the first day. We're actually back in Arizona.
First hike of the season.
First short hike, and as you can see, we've got a new family member with us.
Meet Kotah.
You sit. Sit. Sit.
Sit.
Sit. Oh, girl.
Yeah.
Speak. Speak. Kotah. Speak. 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 Oof. Oof. Speak. Speak. Oof. Okay, she's not cooperating. Anyhow.
She does have manners.
Where do we start?
Where do you want us to start?
It's been, what, March since our last update? Our last video?
Oh, did we put one out in March?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a lot of video from last year that we still got to edit and mix in, so we'll do our best to do that.
Yeah, we just ran out of time, and we were really bummed about that.
Oh, absolutely. When we showed up back in South Dakota for work, it was, instantly, 7 days a week and 14-hour days, and it was really hard to just, not respond to any comments, not edit any more video. But our the work we do is so demanding that it's kind of the nature of the beast. We work so hard for that 8 months that
there's literally just no time for anything else.
Yeah, exactly. And that, and that's part of the reason that we're able to take the 3 to 4 months off. Because it is such a demanding job. A lot of you have asked what we do. We actually run a fish hatchery. We raise game fish in the state of South Dakota, and we've got a short growing season, so it's really compressed into that 7-8 month window. That being said, it was our second year of doing it. We had a really good season. Everything went well, but it's really good to be hiking again. And we've only been on the road for what, like a week?
Yeah, because we left, I don't even know when we left.
I think it was like 15. So it's probably been 10 days.
Out of the cactus. Oh my god, what is wrong with you?
She just ran right through a cactus.
Yeah, how'd that feel?
She's getting used to the new backpack.
Come here.
Come here. You okay? Your cactus is...
Oh my god, on her nose!
Stop. Those will bite you. I said no. Ow. I said no. No. And you got them on your side.
Oh
on
my.
Your chest. Hey. Okay, fine. Oh my god, these are the nasty things, man.
Those are the jumping ones.
She's got them all on her side.
Kotah.
First experience with a cactus.
How'd that work out for you?
Oh, yeah.
Stay. Kotah, stay. We ended up getting her in June. She was 9 months old, and we had seen an ad on Craigslist.
Yeah, it was, we were kind of debating whether we wanted to get another dog or not. I mean, we knew we did, but...
we just didn't know when we'd be ready.
Yeah, didn't know if we wanted to go, and get a certified papered up dog or a pound dog, or just kind of thinking the right thing would come along. And
yep.
So I'm randomly looking at Craigslist ads and looking at the local SPCA and rescue dogs.
Society, all that stuff.
Yeah, and this guy posted an ad, free lab, free to a good home, and I'm like, well, wonder what the catch is with this.
Yeah, like who would do that, especially with a lab?
So I called the guy up, and and he seemed really cool. He's like, man, I just, I've never had a dog. I wanted to get a dog. I wanted to try one. I wanted a hunting dog, and I work so many hours, so it's like she spends a lot of time in her kennel. And he said he worked, like 7 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. So
yeah,
he'd let her out a couple hours in the morning, a couple hours in the evening, and that was it. Other than that, she was in a kennel. So we agreed to meet the guy. Yeah, it is. So what's the date?
Is it the 14th?
I think so. June
Of
14th,
June?
2015. And what are we doing?
We are sitting in a gas station parking lot, awaiting our new puppy dog.
Maybe.
Possible new puppy dog.
We gotta decide whether we want this dog or not. I'm freaking out.
See if she wants us.
Yeah, it's a lab. Labs love everybody. We bought a new doggy bed and some doggy toys and broccoli for us.
Or the dog.
Or the dog. This is like nerve-wracking. I can't believe I'm so nervous, but
I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
I don't know why. I mean, well, I do. I mean, we're gonna have this dog for the next 10 years, hopefully, and it's a major decision. We found it free on Craigslist. I guess the guy bought it as a hunting dog, and
Does he own his own business? And
yeah, he's just gotten. I'm gonna switch this around. He basically bought it as a hunting dog and doesn't have time to deal with it. He's working like, we are 100 hours a week, and he feels bad. The dog's kind of neglected, been locked in a kennel for the last few months, so I don't know. I'm kind of nervous. I mean, the dog's probably not going to be housebroken. It's probably not socialized. I mean, I don't know.
hopefully she's got manners.
We'll see. That might be the dude there. And then I look in my mirror, I see this guy drive by, and then I see him pulling in, and he's like, flying through this dirt parking lot. The cage in the back is like airborne. I thought the dog and the crate and everything were going to fall right out of the truck, and so then he shows up, and first thing I see is she's got this huge lump on the front of her head, and the next thing is he starts referring to this little 3-foot by 2-foot wire cage as a kennel. So that was his definition of a kennel. So the dog had spent basically 9 months of her life in this tiny little cage. And then we started asking him about the lump on her head.
Oh yeah, she looked like a unicorn. Literally, it was sticking out that bad.
It was terrible. And said, oh, she ran into a building, last week, and she's doing pretty good now. She just kind of laid around for a few days, and she quit eating. Yeah, she didn't eat for a week, and I'm like, oh my God, didn't you take her to the vet? So at that point, I mean, the guy wasn't abusive to her by any means, but he'd never had a dog before, and it was pretty obvious to me he just didn't know what the hell he was doing. And
yeah, just so many things about it. I mean, he didn't know how time-consuming it would be. I mean, to actually train a dog, especially to hunt, and so
we basically had to take her at that point.
It was sketchy at first, though, because, I mean, you looked at her face, and you're like, oh, yeah, of course, we gotta have her. But then when I looked at her paws, I was like, oh, my God. Like, okay, we live in a camper, and is she gonna be like a 100-pound dog?
Yeah, exactly. She was... But I figured 9 months, she's pretty much done
Just
grown.
about full grown, yeah.
Yeah, I was wrong there. She grew quite a bit more. But...
But how could you pass up that cute face?
So it was great. I mean, we took her back to the, the farm, which, that property consists of about 5
acres.
5 acres. I think it's 5.
Mm-hmm.
Consists of 10 acres of fenced-in property, with a bunch of ponds and, buildings it's an active fish farm. So it's great that it's all fenced in. So, she just had free run of it. But to watch her, I've never seen a dog at 9 months that was that uncoordinated. I mean... Oh,
yeah. She just didn't know how to use her muscles.
She just hadn't developed, I mean, in being in such a small cage. And I think at a young age, that's pretty critical for her to get out and play and, do what dogs do. And so she was stumbling and falling and, never seen water before. She had a blast with that. And she's a little timid, but, within weeks, she just came out of her shell, and she's just been a great, great dog. Huh. What are you doing? She's watching bugs. Exploring. So yeah, it's been just an absolute, godsend, having her. She's honestly been probably one of the easiest dogs we've ever had to train. And,
yeah.
The thing, you know, we're struggling with now is because she was a farm dog. All my dogs I've ever owned have kind of been, you know, non-city. You know, we've always lived in the country. And,
Oh yeah, exactly.
you train the dogs to listen pretty well. Well, now we're in hiking, state park, campground, population RV world, where your dogs have to be leashed all the time. I picked up my first piece of dog poop ever in my life. And now, you know, you're doing that 2-3 times a day, and
Oh yeah.
it's just different. But you know, it's sensory overload for her.
Oh, she's going nuts between all the dogs, all the people, all the smells all the
and
sights and the noises, and I mean, she was just used to pretty much like the same noises every day, you know.
Yeah, the small town we live in, there's like 5 cars that drive through a week, you know. So, you know, and she's just anybody, any person, any dog, anything that came on the farm, she was able to just, you know, attack it and get love.
Cactus?
Is that something in your tooth? Oh, she's got one on her tongue.
Oh, Jesus.
In the roof of her mouth. God, Kotah. Hey. Easy. Hey. Kotah, stop. Kotah. Okay. You okay? Huh?
You get it?
That was like in the roof of her mouth.
Jeez.
You okay? I'm sorry. You gotta watch those. Those are bitey. That's a no. You okay? Yeah, so anyhow, whatever the hell I was talking about.
I don't know now.
Yeah, we're struggling with the whole campground thing, but her just getting a cactus stuck in the roof of her mouth goes back to like the first week
Oh, yes.
that we had her.
The history of Kotah.
I just threw that over there because we pulled it out of your face. I don't think you need it. Kotah, come here. Let me stick. Okay. Good girl. Yeah, so the first, you know, 2 weeks we had her, you know, number one, we were a little concerned about the bump on her head, and we were a little concerned about the bump on her head, and after like 4 or 5 days, she started getting a little lethargic, and
her eyes were rolling in the back
like
of her
her
head.
eyes would roll up in the back of her head, you know, randomly, and I'm like, oh my god, we gotta.
And they were turning just really, really bloodshot.
I thought we had a brain damaged dog. I mean, I thought, you know, this is great. We're falling in love with this thing after 2 weeks, and now we're gonna have to put her down. I mean, so you took her to the vet, and
well, I took her to the vet because I mean the guy we got her from, he didn't really know what shots she had, if she had any, blah blah blah. So I just wanted to make sure she got the works done, and then check out the bump on her head. So the vet was like, well, let me take some x-rays. Come to find out, I mean, he was like 50-50, where it was, you know, like healed bone fracture that had already healed. So obviously it didn't happen a week ago. And part of it was he thought it may be bone infection. So antibiotics, the whole works on that. She got her shots, and then I mean, she's just perfectly fine. I mean, her eyes stopped rolling in the back of her head, stopped getting red, and so
yeah,
now she's growing into her bump. So
healthy as a horse as far as that whole thing went. I mean,
yep.
She's kind of disfigured, but aren't we all?
Yeah.
So then, like what?
It was like
2 weeks after that, week after that?
A week or two after that. She, we kind of noticed where she was losing that puppy breath. So we were like, okay, that's not right. She should still have that.
Started getting bad breath, kind of lethargic, you know, laying around, just something's not right. And kept looking at her mouth. I didn't know if she was just eating junk on the farm, or, you know, dogs eat dead things. And
she's a Hoover.
so sure enough, one day she rolls over and I'm looking in there, and she's got a stick wedged into the roof of her mouth between the two, you know, your right side of your teeth, your left side of your teeth, and it had actually like grown into the gums. It was gross, and it was infected and nasty, and so I pried that out of there, and then you know, I didn't know what to do, so I think I just took some Listerine
Yeah,
and
the yellow kind.
and I soaked a sock in it, tied it in a knot. She loves chewing on a sock with knot or not sock, whatever. And she just kind of gummed that thing for 2 days, didn't chew it up and destroy it or anything. And man, within 48 hours, it was completely healed up.
Yep.
She was back to normal.
Yep, she was good to go.
It was probably painful as heck, man, having that in there, and it looked nasty. So now a week later, you're out in one of the sheds with one of the guys.
And I couldn't find Kotah anywhere, so I asked the guy in the shed, and I'm like, hey, you seen Kotah? And he's like, oh yeah, she's right here. He turns around, and then he freaks, because here she is. She lifts up her head. She's chewing on a bunch of decon.
Rat poison.
So I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I said, how did you not know she was doing that? So I'm like, okay, I freaked out. I called the vet. Of course, it was a Saturday. And, I mean, I pried her mouth open. It was just all in her teeth and everything. So I don't know how much she'd eaten. So the vet's like, bring her in. But he wanted to know the exact ingredients. So I had to dig it out of the garbage can.
Yeah, if it was the old style decon, which is I think it causes them to hemorrhage or bleed. And, just so you guys know, the new style of rat poison is more of a neurotoxin. And to my understanding, there isn't a cure for it.
There wasn't, yeah, they didn't have antidote or anything for it. So I guess it's a good thing it was the old kind. So I took her to the vet, and I think the hardest thing was he had to make her throw up. So here she was, she like puked like 10 times, and it was like so hard to see. She's wobbling, but we got it all out, and he gave her like a jug of charcoal and some vitamin K.
So yeah, the first couple of weeks were rough. We didn't seem like actually that much of an improvement over her previous owner. Stick stuck in her mouth and rat poison, and but since then, and the cactus incident 2 seconds ago, she's been fine.
Yeah.
She's a great dog and a great addition to our lives by far.
Yeah, it's huge.
What else? Oh, she had a blast around the farm. She got to play with other dogs and swim, and always helping out. We're out running
Herding
nets
fish
or working in the pond or trying to do something. She's like swimming and climbing on you and bear hugging you, and she just thinks it's a blast.
She's got to be a part of everything.
Absolutely.
You're nuts. You a good girl? Where is he, Kotah?
Got to be a part of everything.
Absolutely. So yeah, she does really well on the farm. And
She does her part.
exactly. So we wrapped up our work season in November.
Yes, sir.
We were sitting in the camper, getting ready to go, and packing everything up, wrapping everything up at work, and then I can't remember what happened. Oh, we had like 2 days of just crazy wind.
Oh man, it was blowing, and it was like in the low 20s.
50-mile-an-hour winds, and so we had to kind of set that out or ride that one out, and then
There's supposed to be a snowstorm coming through Sioux Falls.
south of us,
We had to wait another day.
we'd have to drive through that. They got like 18 inches, 17 inches in spots.
Yeah, it was bad. So we couldn't go south or we couldn't go west because that's the way it was coming. So rode that one out.
And then, you know, we were finally ready to go, and I disconnected the water, so we were just using our holding tanks. And, you know, at that point, things froze up, and I wasn't happy. We shot a little video on that before we left.
Kotah's two-stick. What's going on?
Getting my ass kicked.
How come?
Alright, so here's the deal. Kotah likes to
What do you think?
chew on your tree. Okay. So basically we've been stuck here for a couple days because we had like 2 days of 50-mile-an-hour winds. I didn't want to haul the camper in that. Or have the camper haul me at that point, I guess. The other thing is then we were headed south and a snowstorm blew through. So on that southerly route, they got like 17 inches of snow. I didn't want to drive through that. So now we got good weather. It's really cold. I knew it was going to be cold, so we disconnected our water supply for the camper, and we filled up our holding tanks, and thought we'd be good with that. We've done it in the past down to, you know, 15 degrees or whatever. Well, I went to winterize the place this morning, and I think water started to actually freeze up in the holding tank. Water froze up in our fill line, where I normally send air pressure to kind of blow out the lines. Drain on the holding tank, the spout froze up, and then the drains on the main line, the two main line, the hot and cold water, they froze up. So I couldn't drain the camper. We still had water in it. I didn't want to just leave because even though they were frozen on the external components, that's with us living in there, the basement being heated. We drive on the road for 2 days in, you know, sub-zero weather, and now the furnace isn't running, the basement isn't heated, now everything would freeze up and probably burst. So it's important we get everything cleaned out. So I've got about 2 hours in it so far of us just heaters and hot water and vacs and everything I can do. And I finally got things freed up a little bit, I hope. It's kind of concerning because, you know, I got down to what, 5 last night?
Yeah.
I would think, you know, just running on your tanks and sitting there, you'd be good, you know, a little colder than that, but apparently not. I think we kind of found the ceiling or the bottom level on that as far as what we can actually stay. So we'll get her taken care of. We'll get on the road. A little delay. Other than that, it's cold and I want to get going. So goodbye.
Good times. What do you think, Kotah?
Alright, so it's 11 o'clock and we finally get on the road.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that was way more of an ordeal than I remember as far as packing up there's just so many steps, you know, and then especially being so cold and everything we had to deal with this morning, and the fact that, you know, everything's been sitting for 8 months. I mean, the slides all worked good, the jacks, and, you know, everything worked good that way. It was more just stowing everything and getting organized, and it's a process.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Her name is Kotah, but she is affectionately known as Monster.
Oh, a monster.
Partially because of all the crap she got into and the way she acted when she was a pup, and the other thing is the big knot on her head. She looks like a Frankenstein
Aww.
monster. So if you hear us refer to the monster, you know who we're talking about.
Yeah, he's not talking about me.
Monster. So, there's a little bit of background. Hopefully everybody's caught up on where we're at. A major thing for us was, stepping away from YouTube completely cold turkey.
Oh, yeah. Blah.
It was so hard because the comments are coming in fast and furious, and the subscribers and messages, and other people responding to our videos with videos, and it was frustrating as heck. And we couldn't do anything about it. Couldn't respond to them. I didn't even hardly even look at half of them after a few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be a month behind it looking at some of the comments, and
but it was really cool that, to know that you guys were still making comments, and every once in a blue moon when he did look at him, he'd like read me some and everything. And I know we lost a lot of subscribers, but that's inevitable,
yeah.
Nothing we could do about that. But
so, those that have stuck with us and watched and kind of been waiting for our next video or whatever, we appreciate it. Those that are new to our channel, we really look forward to, engaging in comments and conversation, and we appreciate everybody going along on the ride with us. It's pretty awesome. We hope you guys enjoy it. We enjoy doing these videos. It's a lot of time and a lot of work, but
it's just well worth it. Just to be able to
the
show everybody our experiences,
yeah,
our life.
The full-time RV community. Last year when we started this, there was probably 10, 20.
I'd say there was just a handful
people doing it, and now there's probably 50 to 100. There's a ton of channels out there, and some really cool stories and very interesting people, and some people have just blown up, and other ones are just starting out. A little more, one we came across was The More We Explore.
Yeah, they seem really cool.
Really cool couple. They do a lot of similar things like we do. In fact, I think they do a lot more. They do like mountain biking and kayaking and hiking, but they're documenting that process right from the beginning. So if you guys, are interested in this type thing on many levels, the RVing or just the kind of adventure stuff, check them out. They have a great channel, and we're hoping to maybe meet up with them sometime and maybe collaborate, or that would be kind of cool. I'd love to do a hike with those guys. They seem like just really neat people to be around. But so that's that. We appreciate the snot out of out of all the support we've gotten, and if anybody's kicking around Arizona this winter and they want to meet up with us,
oh my God, get a hold of us.
Yeah, we welcome meeting more people and
learning new things, learning new places.
Yeah, for sure. That's really what it's all about. We met so many interesting people last year, and we've kind of got plans to meet up with a couple.
A couple that we met last year that are really awesome.
So that's really cool. But once again, it's great to be back, and
we missed you guys.
and we hope you enjoy our journey. So we'll catch you next week, and we're gonna do, like I said, we've got a lot of backlog video from last year that we're gonna kind of mix in, plus the current stuff we're doing. So
we'll try and be a little bit more up to date this time.
we'll see. But tune in, and we appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
My nose forgot.
Yeah, but I don't think it was...